Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Realtree, Hoyt, Muddy Outdoors, Fuse Accessories, Frigid Forage, Rocket Arrowheads, Scott Archery, Knight&Hale Game Calls, Camden Outdoors, and Nikon.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. Today's episode we're going to go shed hunting with the fellas down in northern Missouri on the Muddy Ranch. And then at the end of the episode I'm going to come back and talk about the Hoyt CRX finally. Got the bow pretty well tuned, doing some shooting with it. Hopefully you enjoy the action. Let's jump right to the shed hunting.
Well, shedding has begun on the Muddy Ranch today. We're headed down to Missouri. Gonna see how many antlers we can scoop up. Hopefully we got a truckload full when we leave there, boys. So come along with us.
Hey guys, welcome to the Muddy Ranch. It's March 5th and we're down here doing a little antler hunt. Since we've been here, we've been greeted with snow, so it just made it a little bit tougher. Everything's gonna turn white. Those antlers don't pop here as much as they sell.
No, but we got plenty of people, plenty of four-wheelers, a lot of ground to cover, so should make the best of it. So
it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna go and first thing we're gonna look for is south-facing hillsides. We've got some bedding area that faces the south, and that's where we really like to start looking. Number one, it's a bedding area, and number two, it's a south facing, so they can lay on those hillsides and face the sun. And we've had good luck there, so let's head there now and see what happens.
the other side's got to be around here somewhere.
Good, baby. Nice little 4-point size. Anytime you can get an open grass prairie field that faces to the south, you're bound to find something.
Could have got a little closer to the edge. That'll be on Midwest Whitetail this week.
Well, Nate Ammons comes up with a great find for us down here at the ranch. We've got tons of pictures of this deer. He's a high, tight, tall-tined 8-pointer. He's probably a 2.5-year-old deer. We got great hopes for this guy if he continues to grow and he's anything else like the other 8-pointers on this farm. Our strategy here so far is we're back in this 200-acre chunk of timber right in the center of the Muddy Ranch. We've basically just lined up crossways about 150 yards across. There's 8 or 9 of us, and we're just walking straight through these ridges down into the bottoms and stumbled upon a really nice one here. About halfway through the day, 10 or 11 antlers, no big ones yet. We found a couple off a deer that we know, but nothing huge yet. Getting ready to slide into some timber here and some south-facing hills and see if we can find some more antlers. A little disappointing thus far around the food, so hopefully there's more in the timber.
Wow. This is unbelievable. You're never gonna believe this. No, this isn't set up, but this is actually the antler. Last year's antler to the deer, the big 8-pointer that I killed down here this year. And I just walked right up over this knoll and I spotted a big antler and ran up here. And that's him. That's his other side. So the side I found down in the water last year, I have it at home, and then this is his left side from last year. So What an amazing story. It's not hardly chewed up at all. There's a little bit of chew mark on it, but we're all sitting here in awe right now trying to figure out how it happened that way, but I guess it was meant to be, so pretty happy. That's a big antler. This kind of fits a theme we follow. Is anytime you see a little grassy open area inside of a timber, it always seems like there's an antler in there.
Well, we rolled up on this south-facing hillside and jumped off the old four-wheeler and found old Floppy 4. He's pretty spindly, but he's got great tine length. Add some mass next year and he's going to be a great deer to hunt. We're going to head up this hillside here and see if we can't find some more, buddy. Stick with us.
Well, welcome to day number 2. Day number 1 turned out with 25 sheds off the west side. Gonna go hit up the east side, see if we can pick up some bone, see if we can get that number up to about 60 total, beat last year. Come along with us.
Couple good antlers actually, you know this deer. That's the other side to the one Stein found yesterday. We call him the split brow 8. We found his other side yesterday, way on the other side of the farm.
Gonna throw out some more trace mineral salt here for the licks, refreshing them this time of year. Get the deer used to coming back to them, and hopefully we get a bunch of pictures. So, gonna get this dumped out.
If you look over my right shoulder, you can see we got a south-facing hill slope, a lot of pine trees, real grassy open area. Tend to find a lot of sheds in those types of areas, so we're gonna go check it out. This one isn't quite as big as Travis' antler, but this is a deer that we know pretty well. We call him Ray Finkel, and he's an up-and-comer. We picked up his match set last year, and this is his right side this year. We passed him up, and we think he's going to be a giant next year, so look for Ray Finkel on the hit list next year.
Well, found to pick this one up probably 100 yards in off this south-facing ridge there, right in the timber. Easy find.
Hopped off the four-wheelers and just took a quick little walk. Didn't take the camera with us, which we should have, but we found these giant antlers off the G3 buck. Larry Kendall, the owner of the farm, was hunting him all year, and found them laying right on top of each other, pretty close to one of his setups, so I think he was in the right area. That right there, boys, will get you in the 80-inch club.
We just finished up our 2011 shed hunt at the Muddy Ranch down here, and it's been a great one. We found close to 50 antlers, a couple 80-inchers, and a couple really nice sets that we know really well. So it's going to be good to chase those deer next year, and we found a lot of bone. So had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
Well, I haven't got the CRX perfectly tuned yet. I'm still getting a tail left here, and I've tried just about everything to try to take it out. So what I'm left with is, I think with this more aggressive cam and my long draw length and my heavy draw weight, I shoot over 80 pounds still and have a 32-inch draw. And there really aren't any arrows on the market that are really stiff enough to handle it at that longer arrow. So I know that Easton does, and a few other companies do make those dangerous game shafts. So I'll probably try some of those. Like I said, I got a little tail left here. There's only so many adjustments in a bow. I mean, you can only adjust your knocking point up and down, your arrow rest up and down, your arrow rest left and right. So sometimes if you've got a real high or low tear and you can't tune it out by a few small movements of the knocking point, you might have to look at the timing of the cams too. But with these hybrid cams like what they've got on the Hoyts now, this cam-and-a-half system, it's pretty unusual where the timing gets off so much that it really affects your arrow flight that much. So otherwise, you know, basically there aren't a lot of adjustments. So once you've tried working with each of these adjustments, even if you try it one way and then try it the other way, it's not going to take you that long to try everything. But generally speaking, like I said, with today's modern bows, you get them set up right, and these few adjustments are going to get you tweaked right in. But my situation's a little bit different, so I'm going to keep experimenting with this, and I'm going to say probably in order for me to get perfect flight out of this bow, I'm going to have to find some stiffer arrows. But it's not the bow's fault. I mean, it packs a lot of energy, so you just have to beef up your arrow shaft selection to keep up with all that energy that these bows are storing now. I'm getting a good feel for it. I really love the way it shoots. A nice little, I mean, it performs just the way I want a bow too. Feels good in my hand. It's an accurate bow. I'm really looking forward to putting it to good use in the woods this fall. Well, thanks for joining me today on Midwest Whitetail. I'm going to be back in another week, and I'm going to go for another walk around on the farm. There were some things that I failed to show you last time I went out. Plus, it's a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a real beautiful week coming up, so I'm going to get out and maybe find another antler or two and show you a couple of potential stand locations and really what I look for when I'm scouting the farm. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. It was a lot of fun bringing it to you. I love all these shed antler hunting shows and getting a chance to play with the bows. I can't get enough of that. So we'll be back again next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail, and remember to always dream big.